well met, welcome to the stream. I'm Leona Theodosia, and today we are probably finishing off episode 7 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I almost want... which is the memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. So yeah, we're probably finishing this off today. With any luck. So I want to jump right in. Also, I'm a little discombobulated because I was testing out a new way, testing out some dual streaming stuff. So I'm like, OBS looks a little different. Things got moved around. I'm like, oh gosh, where is everything? I'm sorry. Apologies in advance. Let's see. I do click this. Okay. We're in the little save menu. Because in case I click something, hopefully nothing gets wonky. Okay. Me, Cece, gotta go watch off screen. Off screen today, Macy's. Alright, so it just said where we were. Quick little catch up, get everyone up to speed, as it were, is we just called in. Let's see. I have pictures, because I have pictures. We just called Olive Green as the real culprit for poisoning this idiot. I don't like him very much. I still don't like him very much. I'm like, you made me the victim, but you're still you're not a good person. Oh, jeez. Okay, and let's see. Because we had Natsume being accused, Sasaki Natsume, our client. In case anyone's watching the last bit of this, here's our client. He got accused of poisoning the Jester man, Shamspear. So we got an alternative theory, and now we gotta prove it, because the alternative theory we have is probably the truth, as in it absolutely is. This is this is an Ace Attorney game. This is how it works. Anyway, let's actually get going here into the new stuff. Hopefully that was a good enough catch up. Again, a little discombobulated. Please give me some leeway today, just a little. Oh, hi! Hello! I was not expecting... Okay. Post time immediately from Soseki. Hello, Soseki. Okay. Joyous, jubilant, jumping jacks! Oh, Mr. Natsume! I'm so pleased for you. Locrum student! What was that? It sounded like a hiccup. Oh, okay, welcome to the stream. Locrum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, and non-locrum judicial cinemas Mikotoba Esquires. Why does he have to give them such long names? That's sometimes hard to say. Now, finally, at long last, there can be proof. Proof that I'm innocent and proof that my tea is innocent. Oh, hello, Shlomes. Immediately transitions into Shlomes' theme. Good morning, my dear fellows. You're late! Herlock Shlomes! May you drink my tepid tea and fall forever silent! Thought the tea was innocent. Oh, Mr. Shlomes, you came! How wonderful! Please, save your direction. I know what you're all thinking. Good morning, he says, when it's very nearly time for luncheon. Your scorn is written clearly across your faces. Don't be said or thought anything of the sort. The truth is, I was determined that today would be the day. As sleep seduced me last night, I thought, tomorrow, for once, I shall not oversleep. I'll rise early and be present in court to support my companions. Such spirited determination has a beauty all of its own, does it not? Soseki with attitude. Yeah, Soseki's not pleased with Shlomes. There's 2 times now Shlomes has gotten Soseki be the prime witness to a case. The first time around, because you didn't elaborate, Shlomes. You totally could. I could see that now. This is my second playthrough. I can see where things are going. Shlomes, you ignoramus. Please elaborate for the peanut gallery. I still love Shlomes very much. Oh yes. And then I began to muse on the subject. Why do people oversleep? I queried. Why time after time do they make the same foolish blunder? And the answer came to me at once. It's so delightfully simple. People oversleep because they sleep. Well, is that an astute insight into the matter? Oh, yes. Upon which realization, I attempted an experiment. I didn't sleep a wink at all night. Yeah, I didn't sleep a wink all night. And the results? By first light, I was exhausted and began to be assailed by fits of drowsiness. Shockingly. No, shocking. Hello. Shocking. And so, the conclusion of last night's experiment is this. A good night's sleep is quite simply essential. Yes, I think most of us probably knew that already. What others pre-propose, I prove by experimentation. That, my dear fellow, is a scientific method. Hello, Grandma's. Welcome. Oh, yes, and one more thing. Do you remember this? Ah. Yes, of course. It's the poison that Miss Green was about to drink at the hospital yesterday. Oh, you didn't manage to. It was a laborious task, as the bottle was near empty, but such inconveniences do not hinder Shlomes. Why are you speaking in third person suddenly? I managed to confirm that it contains strychnine. So I was right. Perhaps, though of course such circumstantial evidence doesn't prove Miss Green's guilt. I shall leave the bottle in your care now, but licking the inside of the neck is not recommended. Thank you for that warning? Though I don't... Only you would try licking a bottle with unknown substances, or known substances in this case. Oh, is this... Okay, I don't know who this is. I think it might be Miss Green, but I don't know for sure. Ah, could I have a word? Nope, it's Tobias. Okay, hi. Hi, Gregson. Gregson! How good of you to come. Forget it. Excuse me. He doesn't want to deal with Shlomes. I don't blame you. Wait a minute, Inspector. Hello again. I, don't wish to make a nuisance of myself. From the look on your face, I'd say it's someone's else. I'd say it's someone else who you think is making a nuisance of himself. I mean, a hyperactive Shlomes is quite a handful. My dear Inspector, please, speak freely. Pretend that I'm not here. Believe me, if I could do that, life would be a whole lot simpler for me. Do you have the results, Inspector, of the investigation of Mr. Shamspear's room? Not yet. Shouldn't be long now, though. No, I'm here about something else. That dead convict, actually. Oh, you mean the man from this newspaper article we discovered yesterday in Mr. Shamspear's room? A man by the name of... Ah, yes. Selden. I went through the archives at the yard and dug out the fellow's file. There was something in there that... Well, it caught my eye. Indeed, Grandma Iris. Something caught your eye. What, Inspector? What? I've copied out the relevant parts for you, so you can read it for yourselves. Thank you. Capital offender's file has been entered in the court records. Interesting. I want to read this. Yeah. Scotland Yard's file about the convicted criminal Selden that includes the newspaper article about him dying of illness in prison. Oh, okay, so that's with it. Okay. I'm gonna look at it immediately. Let's see. Investigative findings related to Selden. 18 counts of burglary. Burglary? I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Burglary. Argali? Anyway, that's close enough, you know what I'm saying. 6 counts of suspected murder. Oh, jeez. That's not good. Died of natural causes whilst in prison. His final moments witnessed only by his cellmate. The estimated 1,000 pounds worth of loot he stole remains unrecovered. Condemned criminal dies of natural causes in prison. Oh, and this is from before. Is this the same thing? No new? Yeah. It says the prison name. Sheldon died of natural causes at the end of October. Only got alerted because his cellmate alerted the staff. For capital punishment to be carried out. Okay, yeah, that's the same thing. This is the new stuff. So we have investigative findings related to Selden and condemned criminal dies of natural causes. Okay. You gotta kind of remember the titles. Because in case in court, when you have a stack of documents like that in this game, it's like you gotta remember which page it was. Or you'll have to look it up again. Eh. These documents include the details that were in the newspaper cutting we found in Mr. Shamspear's room. I'll rearrange everything in the court records so we don't have duplicate information. Why are you giving us a copy of this important file, though? Well, you're the ones who turned up the clue in the first place, aren't you? I'm just making sure things get handled in the proper fashion. Oh, Scotland Yard's workings are so wonderful. Indeed, my fellows. And the spectre here is a shining diamond in its crown. A shining diamond. In the rough, maybe. Look, I just don't want to be beholden to a lawyer, that's all. Are you becoming? Oh, bailiff. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court proceedings are about to resume. Make your way into the courtroom at once. Oop. Here we go. You know what? Oh, I can't change that. Never mind. Yeah, I did. Oh. Sorry, I was just like, wait, did I check a certain something? I'm like, did I mess something up? And I had to check, sorry. It was relevant to the stream. So I'm like, did I mess up? Nope, I didn't. Fine. Okay, moving on. Well, I shall leave it to you then. I'll be listening with interest from the public gallery. No, not enough at all. Certainly not. He's gonna take a nap. He's gonna take a nap. Shlomes probably deserves a nap. He may not. I don't know. Thank you, Mr. Shlomes. I'm rather tired of seeing Mr. Mustache in... Oh, wait, no. This is Shlomes, sorry. Oops. Rather tired of seeing Mr. Mustache in floods of tears, personally. So, the best of luck to you. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Squire. Yes, Mr. Natsume? It's time, isn't it? Yes, this is it. Miss Olive Green and Mr. William Shamspear. This is going to be the final battle. He's shaking like a leaf. I much prefer him playing on the beach. He was a lot more relaxed. Where's Soseki-san? I won't really have saved Soseki-san until I've exposed the whole truth of everything that's been going on. It's all coming to a head now. You can do it, Ryunosuke. You have to. I wonder if anyone thinks I'm using voice changers. Just swapping through the voices, and I'm like, no, I just do that. That's just me. I guess if anyone needs to be told that, yeah, I don't have any voice changers. This is all just me. Yep, there's the jury. It still has their guilty, not guilty verdicts. You can tell because of the white and black colors of the seats. They change, and then it's red for neutral or undecided, however you want to put it. Okay. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again now. Before the recess, we heard a most startling accusation from the defense. Namely, that the victim of the case we heard about only a few days ago is a true perpetrator of this incident. A reckless, rash, and prejudiced charge of wrongdoing, in my opinion, my lord. However, the prosecution has tried to extend every courtesy to this amateur newcomer from dubious eastern shores. Oh right, this is only the third trial, because we are back in the past. This may be episode 7, or K7, as it were. They call them episodes. But this is only Ryunosuke's third trial, so Van Zieks is still more of a jerk than he needs to be, to put it lightly. He's so rude! Because we haven't done the case where Ryu defriended Gina and Ryunosuke has earned some of Van Zieks' respect. Because he's like, by fair means or foul, I will defend my client. That part is so cool. Anyway, thank you for that backhanded consideration. Agreed, he's so rude. But I can't help but laugh a bit. A rather cold assessment from the honorable British prosecutor, I must say. So, Lord Van Zieks, is the new witness present and ready to take the stand? I kept wanting to say present, as in like, here's a gift. I'm like, no, presented. I kept wanting to say presented, not present. I'm like, I'm using the wrong word. Ready and waiting in the witness's antechamber, my lord. Little bow. I say little bow. That was actually a deep bow. Very well, bailiff. Bring the witnesses in. Ooh, so it's... Yep, Green and Shamspear. Miss Green, you're free to punch this man. Okay. Discount vampires feeling has wine. Okay. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court, please. William Shamspear, my liege. For mine occupation, I can only say that I be a tragic victim, to be pitied. Currently unemployed, in other words. I'm Olive Green. I am a fledgling artist. Well, no. Not a fledgling, really. A hopeless failure who's too weak-spirited to admit she has no talent, I suppose. Also currently unemployed, in other words. Is it only me who gets amused whenever the prosecutor attorney has to clarify what the witness's occupation is? 'Cause that happens more than just with Van Zieks. Makes me remember Edgeworth's done that a couple of times and it always makes me giggle. I don't know why. It's not even a joke or like a comedic gag. It still makes me laugh. What the good there? Mr. Shams... What voice is that? Mr. Shamspear. My lord, I am thy humble servant. I'm afraid that you are no longer merely the victim in this affair. The possibility has raised that you are in fact the assailant, intent on taking the life of your fellow lodger. The part you have played in this whole business will be thoroughly scrutinized, I assure you. I would for naught else, my lord. And Miss Green? Yes? You are aware of the reason you have been summoned to this courtroom today, I presume? Yes, the officer did explain. He said I poisoned this ridiculous buffoon. Nice use of paints there, Miss Green. He's just trying to be elitist, trying to explain what we can figure out for ourselves. Yeah, Fanzeeks is like that. I still can't help but laugh. It's not just Fanzeeks, as I was saying, who clarifies, but it just all the prosecutors. I think at one point have clarified what the witnesses are saying at some point, even maybe during witness testimony, and it always makes me giggle. Because it's usually not like, for the defense's, like, for the player's thing, it's more of like the prosecutors just like, to clarify, this idiot is saying this, is always the undertone I get. It's not like, because the defense can't figure it out, it's this. Just like, it feels like the prosecution is throwing shade at the witnesses. Makes me laugh.
And do you accept the charge, Miss Green?
Ew, forward-facing.
I don't know anything about any poisoning. And I don't know anything about this man. Come, lady. Die to live. Verily, I know not thy prickly pigmented personage. Very well, let us proceed with the matter at hand. That began to
ascertain.
That being to ascertain whether or not Miss Green has any involvement in this affair. It's all very strange indeed. Why would you suspect me? I barely even go to the East End anyway. It so happens that I passed by that neighborhood 6 days ago, that's all. And on the night that this man was poisoned, I was still in hospital, fighting for my life.
Yes. Having been unfortunately caught up in the incident on the street outside the Garideb household. An incident that rendered you unconscious for some 3 days.
I was struck in the middle of my back by a knife, through no fault of my own, and now I'm under suspicion? What other irrelevant things must I be suspected of? It's all very disturbing. Your energies may be better spent worrying about random knife attacks, I feel, Miss Green. At this point in time, all that appears to connect you with Mr. Shamspear's lodging is the Briar Road incident of 6 days ago. And that's why we would like you to testify formally now about exactly what happened. Oh no! The incident 6 days ago. You mean you want me to reveal that awful accident? Or relive that awful accident? Unfortunately, yes. Please tell the court what happened that day. And of course, we would be interested to hear from you about your movements that day too, Mr. Shamspear. Eh? But what happened 6 days ago? There's nothing to do with me being poisoned. Let us proceed then. The witness will present their formal testimony to the court on the subject of the incident that took place on Briar Road the evening of the 17th of February.
Witness testimony.
It was 6 days ago, at about 5 p.m., that I was walking along in the snow when I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, it happened to be just outside the house where the men in this case have their lodgings. I was at the tavern on the eve of which thou speakest, for I have bespoke my supper. It was the first time I'd been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. Anyway, I was admitted straight to the hospital, so I knew nothing about all this business. Yes, a second incident inside a week at what I believe to be aptly described as the haunted lodgings. One can only presume this is a most unfortunate coincidence.
Meanwhile, you say you were not in your room, Mr. Shamspear.
'Twas the following morn where I did awaken that I learned of the dire events. Merrily. What a commotion did the officers of the law make on the floor above mine? And Soseki-san was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder.
As suspected, there is nothing connecting these two witnesses but happenstance.
It's true. It does seem as though they're unrelated at first glance. I'm not so sure. There's something lurking in the shadows here. I feel certain of it. And this is my one and only chance to expose it.
I love seeing Ryunosuke be confident.
Counsel, you may now cross-examine these two witnesses if you wish. Yes, my lord.
Woo! Gameplay time. I love Anziques. You moody little jerk. Let's see. Let's check over the evidence quickly. Yeah, I don't think we have evidence relating to directly showing how olive green and... Oh, I can't switch to it. Okay. Okay, let me just pull up a photo of the dude then. Mr. Bullcut there on the right is, that's crazy. He's not a clown. He's an actor dressed up in the... What is he even dressed as? Like, you can see a little bit of his outfit. Actually, I think he talks, yeah, here. What is he dressed as? A king? Because he's not wearing a fool hat, even though the scepter kind of looks like it. But I don't know what he's dressed as, but he's not a clown. Okay, let me go back to looking at the evidence. But yeah, Duncan there on the right was Miss Olive Green's fiance, and he lived in the same room Saseki lived in before he died of asphyxiation. Prince of Clowns. More of King of Jesters. King of Fools. Oh yeah, this is also going to be relevant. I don't think I pointed out on stream, but Miss Green showed us a letter, and the envelope had a similar tear and color to this bit, which we found in Mr. Shamspear's room, as it says. Okay, so maybe that's what I want to talk about. It might be one of these two. She might show the letter. Okay, let's press. Let's get going here.
I'm well acquainted with the case. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It was awful. I still can't believe I was unconscious for so long. And when I woke up to find that the case had been solved and the culprit arrested.
Yes, the incident has been resolved already. Perhaps it would help you to consider it a bad dream that ended with your waking. It should now be forgotten. That's such an intense look, and he's trying to comfort this poor lady. Fanzeeks, do you have a chill bone in your body? Cause methinks you don't.
Yes, I suppose so. Thank you. But before you put it completely behind you, Miss Green, I need you to remember the details one last time. You must tell the court exactly what happened that day, for us to arrive at the truth about this new case. The trouble is, there's nothing to tell, really. I was just walking along the pavement.
Okay. Hold it! No, I don't think you were just coincidentally outside the lodges. I'm yawning a bunch today, I'm sorry. There's not much I can be done by it. I even had some tea, caffeinated tea beforehand, and that doesn't seem to have helped. Oh dear. Okay. Oh yes,
what were you doing there that day, though?
What do you mean?
The art school you attend. What's it called? Ah, yes, it's the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. According to Mr. Shlomes, that's just in the vicinity of Brixton Road, which is some 10 stops away from the scene on the Underground. I believe you mentioned before that you also live on Brixton Road, is that right? So why then would you have been walking along Briar Road in the middle of East End? Well, it's because, oh yes, of course. I thought I'd make a nice picture.
Witness is a student of art. City-dwelling artists can't all paint grand urban vistas. The Green Fool and the Prince of Crowns confronted by the King of Jerks. Oh, be nice to Miss Green. She has had a time of it. She lost her fiance and got stabbed into unconsciousness, so be a little nice to the lady. Even though she might be very well causing problems. I mean, I don't think she's a bad person, even if she did something bad. Plus, I mean, come on. If she was trying to poison that idiot, I don't blame her. Because Shamspear is, to our knowledge, he might be the reason why her fiance died, so I'm like, Miss Green, I don't blame you for trying to killing the guy who killed your fiance, but could you please not have let the blame fall on Soseki? Por favor. That would have been very nice. Because really, that's the only thing. Oh, poor Miss Green. I feel bad for her. It's just a lot of tragedy. I'm like, that... Well, at least I shouldn't say I don't blame her, but it's more like, I understand why you would want to poison the guy who poisoned your fiance to death. This is a mess of a case. Let's just move on. This is very messy. Okay, let's see. Okay, Van Zeeks. They're just saying. Okay, I'll just read his life. And I'm going to yawn a lot. Again, I'm sorry, I can't really help it. I even had some caffeine. I'm just going to be sleepy. Witness is a student of art. City-dwelling artists can't all paint grand urban vistas.
That's right. I happen to like the crumbling look of that part of town. Perhaps quaint would have been a less grating term.
Point is, she's definitely hiding something. And we have some idea of what that is already.
Yes, it seems she's not going to be forthcoming with the truth.
She's trying to hide why she was there that evening.
It may mean there's a reason for her not wanting us to know. That's the key to this.
And you, Mr. Shamspear, on the evening of the incident 6 days ago, would you tell the court what exactly you were doing? Okay, so we have to go through Shamspear.
It would be my pleasure, sir.
Or no, sire? I want to take that... I want to take the scepter you have and bash you in the face with it. I really don't like this man. I'm pretty sure he murdered a person. And by that, I kind of know. It's Ace Attorney. At this point, if you're like, this man's a murderer, you're a fool. But okay, let's elaborate, sir.
A tavern, you say? Which one?
Understandable.
Was the Slug and Salad where I did tarry? 'Tis a jewel in the East End.
And a little unexpected, I feel.
What do you mean, Lord Van Zeeks?
Slug and Salad offers unusually fine dining. For the locality, at least. Not an establishment you'd expect to be patronized by a man with not even a crumb of bread in his room. Van Zeeks is like doubt. Seems like Van Zeeks is onto something, giving Shamspear's reaction.
It's true. The menu lists premium crust of bread and glasses of water, and different levels of cloudiness.
I would have expected Grub's Grubbery in the local vicinity to be more appropriate for your means. Watery soup and mushy peas. Or rather, soupy water and pea-like mush.
All equally appetizing. I just wanted to try some water in a different pub for once. What's wrong with that?
He's sweating up a storm. Suspicious.
How different can water really be?
Well, Ryunosuke, I could go on a whole lengthy... I could go on a bit of length about that, but I'll pass for now.
Or perhaps there's a more plausible explanation. A specific reason why he had to go to that particular establishment. Agreed. The fact that on the day of all days, he dined at a place he wouldn't normally. It does stand out. Miss Shamspear's own actions on the day of the incident 6 days ago were slightly suspicious. I wonder if we have some evidence that can explain those actions.
I don't think so. Well, maybe this, but I don't think that will work. Maybe? I mean, I can see how it would work, but I can also see how it wouldn't work. I'm going to give it a save. Let's see. Yeah, present evidence.
Mr. Shamspear.
Yes, sire. Was it sire? Or is it sir? I'm not sure anymore.
On the day in question, is it not the case that you visited the Slug and Salad, a place you don't normally patronize, for a very peculiar reason? For a very particular reason. I don't know what you're talking about. Pray, if thou has some purpose, speaketh. Very well. I represent the court with evidence. Evidence that explains why you had to be at the Slug and Salad that day. Namely...
this?
Oh, good Horatio. There are more things in heaven and earth that are dreamt of in your philosophy. Horatio? I believe it's a line from Shakespeare's play Hamlet, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah. The line from the... Okay, yeah, I think this is just... That didn't work. Yeah. Just load. Yeah, and so we don't have to go through all that. Like I thought, I don't think we have, because I think we need... I think I know where it's going. Yeah, but I don't think we have evidence at present. Not at the moment.
I wish we did, but sadly I can't think of anything at the moment.
We find a clue that could explain why Mr. Shamspear went there. We must present it to the court, yeah. I need that letter.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, oop. Okay, well, I don't think that was too important. Sorry, Judge. Okay. First time... Okay. Keep talking to the screen, see if I can get something.
What little matter, Miss Green? Please elaborate.
It was nothing, really. It's not worth mentioning.
You remember, you mentioned it to us yesterday at the hospital.
Ah!
It was related to the card you were holding.
Yeah, that's what okay, is this where I get it?
Miss Green! What was that? She was clearly just hid something behind her back.
Yep.
From memory, I believe the card contained a note that read, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross.
What does that matter? Oh. This has nothing to do with Duncan. That was a weird sound.
Excuse me.
What are you on about?
Mr. Shamspear, do you have something to share with the court? To be or not to be? That is the question. Ah, pray forgive me. The great bard's word springeth from within me with ne'er a thought. Don't tell me. Because you're possessed by Shakespeare's... Yeah, because you're possessed by Shakespeare's spirit, right? That's a lot of S's. Hearing Miss Green's words a moment ago seemed to make you think of something. Something of relevance, perhaps?
He's so confident. I love seeing Ryunosuke like this. He's so pleased.
Well, nay, sir. Nay, sir. Was nothing at all. Presumably, you know the name, though. Mr. Duncan Ross, I mean. After all, you're both lodgers in the same house. I would it were so, but sadly nay. Lodging be a lonely occupation, sir. My lodging fellows be rarely known to me. Well, you haven't heard of him, even though he passed away in the room just one floor above yours.
Miss Green.
Me, my lord? Have I done something wrong?
The card that was mentioned before, containing the note. Do you have it upon your person?
I do, yes, but I don't need it anymore. In fact, I should throw it away, really.
Before you dispose of it, the court will take it as evidence, please. Yes! Needed this. I think I need to look at it first, though.
Of course, that's what links Mr. Shamspear and Miss Green. It's Duncan Ross.
Now, continue with your testimony, please, Miss Green. I don't need to. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry this is new, but I'm just gonna skip it. I did not mean to do that. I hit the wrong button, for crying out loud. Let's see, wasn't this one? No. It's this one, Okay, but first, oh, that's options. Wrong button. Really frazzled today. A note in an envelope that seems to have been ripped open rather roughly. It contains instructions to meet with someone who claims to have information about Duncan Ross. Oh, I need to move over. Here we go. There should be enough room.
The envelope has been ripped open rather carelessly, hasn't it? Miss Green strikes me as the type of person to open correspondence more neatly than that. Ah! What is it? Why the envelope is torn. Someone was sure I've seen the exact same shape somewhere else. Oh, you don't mean... Were you thinking of this piece of evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Exactly, that's it. Try to match them up. Ta-da! They go together perfectly. This torn off end of the envelope clearly belongs with this card.
Aha! Fits perfectly with a torn off piece found at the scene of the crime. Mr. Shamspear's room fits perfectly with the envelope in Miss Green's possession. Perfect. I don't think we need to read it. Yeah, we don't need to do anything more. Okay, now we can go back to pressing this. Oop, not presenting. Pressing. Wrong button again. Whoopsie. I'm gonna skip through this till the part where I want to show evidence. Not too fast though, or else I'll skip past probably. Through to the part where we actually want to go. Hi, Benzix. I forgot he showed up. Hi, Suzato. She does have Sakura on her kimono. I guess if anyone wanted to know that. Let's see, she's trying to hide there that evening. Must be a reason. Yeah, it's right here. Nope. Oh. Okay, no. Oh, that was the right one? Was it this one then? Did I forget? I forgot which one it was. Ah! I will find it eventually. Wait, yeah, no, okay, yes, this one. This one. I remembered wrong, even though I just saw it a bit ago. Oh gosh, dingus. Darn it. Yeah. Okay. But wasn't this the one we just pressed? Oh, do we have to present it at... Okay, no, I think I know what to do now. I just screw this. Okay, so it gave me a moment to have present it right there, but I don't think it's doing that anymore because I think I just put it now? Because it didn't have the option to put up again. Okay. Just save in case I'm wrong, and then I have to go clicking through more things. I think I can do either or, but... This... Ah! Some good area. Wait, was it actually Shamspear's? Okay, let me...
Hold it!
Let me check his. I really don't remember which one it was. Yeah. Did she speak up here? Yeah. Hi, Van Zeeks. I don't know why I keep saying hi to Van Zeeks, but I do. Okay. It's more plausible explanation. Particular day. Like, it's suspicious someone with it. Okay! Yes! Here, okay. This is it. Okay, it was to... So Mr. Shamspear's own actions that day of the incident were suspicious of sight. Okay, yes! Yes, okay. Found it! Ah, that took me a bit. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Mr. Shamspear. Oh wait, we've seen this. So I think after we presented evidence, go through it. Yeah. I think it's either or, but I'm gonna go with this. I believe this card reveals the answer of to why Shamspear went to that particular place and not the normal place. Good lord, Miss Green's card, you mean? That's right, my lord. It reads, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It's a matter of utmost importance. Mr. Shamspear, your actions on the afternoon of Miss Green's stabbing are exactly as described in this note. Ah. Personally, I find it hard to believe that's a coincidence. Don't you, Mr. Shamspear? Well... Excuse me, can I say something? Yes, Miss Green. That card was delivered to me. It doesn't have anything to do with this odd man, does it? Well, you think so, yes. But start to believe it's merely... My lord, may I? You what, Miss Green? I'd like to make something very clear about that card. Very well then. You may amend your testimony to include details about the peculiar note. This note was delivered to me at my address. It has nothing to do with the odd man next to me here. I already doubt that, but I'm going to make, again, do a save in case I need to reload, because I'm definitely having an off day, but I'm trying my best here. But I think we can already... be like, no.
Objection!
The day before the incident, exactly 1 week ago now, this note was delivered to your address.
and upon carrying out the instructions in the note, you found yourself in hospital.
Yes, I did. It's terrible. Everything that's happened to me.
Yes, it is terrible. If it's all true, that is.
What do you mean?
Miss Green, have a look at this, please. It's a torn-off end of an envelope.
Oh, is it?
And it so happens that it fits together perfectly with the envelope of the note you received.
Where did you find that?
In Mr. Shamspear's room.
Eh? In my room?
Mr. Shamspear, do you perhaps remember this note from somewhere?
Well...
Your actions that afternoon follow the instructions in the note to the letter. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Oop. Poor kitty. Hold on, I need to open the door for my cat because my cat doesn't have opposable thumbs. Cat is freed. Alright. Just right next to all the doors. Let's do the line again. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. And so that's exactly where you went. Hitting the nail on the head. Let me ask you again, Mr. Shamspear. You already knew about this note, didn't you? Can't make eye contact. And you, Miss Green.
What did I do?
As this torn-off end of the envelope proves, the note was originally in Mr. Shamspear's room. So how is it that it came to be in your possession?
I don't have the first idea. I'm just a fledgling artist, after all.
Her eyes are darting around. There is only one explanation. You broke into Mr. Shamspear's room and stole it.
You did what? Sorry. Those has what? You broke, I mean, those that were in my room? What on earth do you want with me? It would seem that both witnesses need to testify again.
Jesus, painting. Miss Green.
Yes?
Whilst you have the court's sympathy, I'm sure for the suffering you have endured in recent events, anyone found to be giving false testimony in a court of law will be duly punished. Please bear that in mind.
Yes, I know. Very well then, witnesses. You will give formal testimony again now. On the subject of this curious anomaly regarding the note Miss Green claims to have received.
So Fancy's been helpful kind of lately. Interesting. Anomaly of note.
I do remember now. 'Twas a week ago, peradventure, that the note was delivered unto me. On the day writ therein, I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came. Thereafter, on the evening I shared the company of the Japanese fellow, I did see the note had vanished. I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? I can point out the villain here. And as for that torn-off piece of envelope, I don't know anything about it.
You now claim to have received this letter, do you, Mr. Shamspear?
Faith, 'tis so, my lord. And I would swear to have set it upon the table in my humble lodgings. Yet 'tis clear to me now that since I returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes upon it. Well, that being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was... a lie? Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think that I'm the one lying. I beg your pardon? I'm just a fledgling artist, as I said. Fledgling artists don't lie. The note was delivered to me at my address. Besides, we all know who the liar around here is. If that's true, Miss Green, how do you explain the facts? This part of the envelope...
Don't cut him off!
This part of the envelope was, without question, found in Mr. Shamspear's room. I don't see why I should explain. Sorry? I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is just to say what happened. That's all. It's your job to give the explanations and the proofs. You, the fledgling lawyer. Fledgling will do his best. Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth. Well, counsel, I'm ready, my lord. Very well then. The defense will now proceed with the cross-examination of the witnesses. Miss Green clearly did break into Mr. Shamspear's room. There can be no question of that. And that's how she acquired the note. Yes, two facts that are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all of this. And it's not a pretty one.
Ooh, ominous. No one wants to talk.
I do remember now. It was a week ago, pre-adventure, that a note was delivered unto me.
Let's see. I don't know why I'm reading this. I already read this. Let's see. Went there, but nobody came. So bad. Second in the room. Yeah, we might just have to press on Shamspear's lines again. I don't think Miss Green is going to be helpful.
Hold it!
We'll just ask Shamspear about his testimony. Oh, hello. Hello, Squeaks. Hey, Fuzz Bucket. Come here. Oh. Come here. Yeah? Yeah? I have a cat in the lap. Hello? Hello? No, she didn't meow back at me. I'm like, can you meow for the mic? No. Hi. Yes, you want to crawl up. Okay. Okay. I'm getting crawled on. Okay. Can I please play my... Don't rub your face on the mic, please. There might be cat purrs now. Yes, good kitty. Alright. How am I gonna do this? Alright. Okay, I'm good. Okay, what were we talking about? I got interrupted by a cat. Okay, yes. We're just pressing on the first line of dialogue Shamspear has. Okay.
And can you shed any light on the contents of the note at all? Nay, sir. 'Tis as strange to me as a foreign tongue. Even with a knowledge of literature as great as mine. Own, verily, 'tis impenetrable. Mr. Duncan Ross had lodgings in the same household as you. In effect, he was your neighbor, so surely you knew of him, didn't you? Alack, if the choices be twixt I knew him and I knew him not, then 'tis with foreboding that I be forced to declare we were by some small measure acquainted. Despite your claims, though, you followed the note's instructions and went to the Slug and Salad. Presumably, that has nothing to do with your knowledge of literature. Merely, naught will have the better of me, sire, save for the lure of curiosity. So 'tis true I was compelled by mine own eager heart to betake myself to the tavern. Yet in the end, my curiosity was not sated.
Yeah, so no one showed up even though he waited.
Hold it!
I think I just rhymed sate. Yeah, sated, waited. Yep.
So even after waiting for an hour, nobody appeared. Well, yes, sir. 'Tis as thou sayest. Really? You paused for a moment before you answered. In truth, when thou asked whether nobody appeared, I did suddenly recall.
Really? Do you mean to tell the court that somebody did appear after all?
I was not alone that night at the Slug and Salad, my lord. No, 'tis returning to me now. I did treat my lips to almost clear water, and my innards to premium crust of bread. And all around me danced a great many companions. What do you mean? Flies, sire. Flies.
Good lord.
In the name of Beelzebub, where were they? Fairies, perchance, from a midsummer night's dream, come to taunt me. I think they were just flies. I can't help but thinking that the flies ought to choose something more wholesome to buzz around. Is that wrong of me?
No. I don't think so. Okay.
Hold it!
When exactly did you notice it had gone missing? Such idle thoughts ne'er occupy my mind. I am busied with greater ideas. In other words, you didn't notice. Several days passed between your outing to the tavern and Mr. Natsume's visit to your room.
Yes, it would appear that the note disappeared sometime in that interval.
Such idle thoughts ne'er occupy my mind. I am busied with greater ideas.
And yet, during that time, Miss Green was comatose in hospital, was she not? Clearly then, she could not have been stealing things from Mr. Shamspear's room.
Ah, yes, of course. It's all some sort of misunderstanding, isn't it, Mr. Prosecutor, sir?
Is he gonna say something?
You have, so far, failed to give a satisfactory explanation as how you came by the note.
Ah!
I am not here to advocate for your defense, madame. I won't tolerate inconsistencies in your story. You would do well to remember that. Oh, dearie me. Is Lord Benzieg's getting up? I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? And...
Okay, let's just... Okay, just keep going. I'm like, nothing's standing out to me. So I guess we'll just keep pressing on things.
It seems that this note was actually delivered to Mr. Shamspear about 1 week ago. Oh, does it? For some reason, it ended up in your possession. I can't think of any way that could have happened except for you breaking into Mr. Shamspear's lodging.
Objection!
Oh, hi.
For what reason would the witness have done that? I won't deny that Miss Green's possession of the note would appear to defy logic. However, until and unless her involvement in this case can be proven in some other way, any further pursuit of this note is meaningless. Miss Green could have only come to be in possession of the note by stealing it from Mr. Shamspear's room. And yet, there's no obvious reason why she would have done such a thing. What if there was some other reason she broke into his lodgings, though? Yes! We should pursue that idea, Mr. Naruhodo. You're close now. You can feel it. You're so close to a breakthrough. Yeah, maybe... I don't know what you mean. You think I suck at mess rooms, do you? Why would I? So why would she? Oop. Wrong thing. Click this. No, they don't read it. Don't have anything about Duncan, though, that I can show. Yeah. Alright, let's press the last statement. Maybe... get something? I don't know. Otherwise, I need a hint. Well, we'll get the wraparound statement. So, you don't want to tell the court the truth about the letter, is that it? I'm a fledgling artist, remember? Artists are nearly always introverted characters. Introverted? Fie. This fledgling doth readily cast aspirations about my nature. Yet I am an angel, a seraph. Birds do harmonize with my song. The wind doth frolic on my wing. O pity, wherefore dost thou accuse me, one so pure of heart, ample woman? Why are you dancing? What is this man's animations? Pet the kitty. You're of heart. I don't think so. Even a fledgling like me can see you're just a failure. Strategy. Thou shalt not know the true heart of an artist until thine instructions hereafter by death. Oh, the days, oh, the years. Alas, to enlighten thee, thou must wait so long in vain. Naruhodo, inject some clever remark. This is your chance to shine. I am no Shakespearean actor, Miss Susato. No, as far as I can tell, the only thing that's going to resolve this argument is evidence. Oh wait, it's evidence, yes. Yeah. It's clear that Miss Green did in fact break into Mr. Shamspear's room, isn't it? And that's where she found this letter. Yes. Two more or less foregone conclusions that lead me to one terrifying conclusion. Terrifying? Yes, I'm afraid to say the outcome of this cross-examination may well change how we look at this case completely. So we just use the letter, maybe? Oh, yeah, I do, because of what's written on it. Okay, I'm dumb. I see now. I think I know where it's going. Okay, I just wasted a bunch of time. No, if this does work. Oh well, it do be like that sometime.
Objection!
Music's not cutting out. Yeah, I don't think that's it. Because she has the letter. Maybe it's not... Oh, I don't have to say about... Okay. You point out the villain here, and it's that torn off piece of without anything about it. Let's see. Join the company of Japanese fellow. I see that Spanish. Terror at the time that you know when came. Okay, let's look over things again. Note from the envelope that seems to have been ripped open rather roughly. Yeah, this is not helpful right now. Bottle found in the possession of Miss Green with the traces. Oh! Maybe I have to show this? Can I even examine this? I can examine the bottom? Oh, there's not much left in it. Yes. So this is the poison we've been hearing so much about. Strychnine. There are a few remnants on the bottom of the bottle here. Look. You mustn't be tempted to try it. Of course not. As long as we don't lose this trial.
Naruhodo, no. No! Even if we lose the trial. Susato's gonna smack you, man. No, we mustn't lose the trial in the first place, Mr. Naruhodo.
Make your mind up, Susato-san.
I think she did. I think she's gonna smack you if you... She's gonna flip... Actually, no. She's gonna flip... It's Susato. You're gonna flip over the shoulder. Okay. Maybe what it wants me to do... Yeah. Oh, wait. I already saved it, I think. Oh, okay. Let's save it again, because paranoia! You actually want me to present this to say, like, she went into his room because she was going to poison him.
Objection.
Oh, the music cut out. Okay, that's where it's going. Okay. I understand now.
Yesterday, at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. And although the contents spilt during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained. According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Shlomes' chemistry set, the liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine.
What?
Strychnine? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear.
Ah?
Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings for one reason, and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp in Mr. Shamspear's room with poison.
Oh dear.
Can this be? You broke into my room to... May seem incredible to the court, but from the remaining clues, there's only one logical conclusion we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shamspear's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie.
Me! Goodbye. Oh dear. Hello. Can somebody help her up? She did just get stabbed in the back. I can't imagine her falling over is a good thing. Order!
Counsel, are you seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with intent to kill? Yes, my lord. There's no other way to explain the facts. But if Miss Green did indeed set this arduous trap 6 days ago, and the victim had put his mouth to the pipe that very evening as expected, the attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely. Well, that's a very good point.
Perhaps not, my lord.
I beg your pardon?
There was a significant police presence in the area that evening, on account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. A circumspect How do I pronounce this? Help! Circumspect? Is that it? Oh boy. Oh! You know what I just realized? The little emote bubble is gone. On my... in my view. Oh. Why? Wait, I should know how to fix that. How do I do that? Okay, later. I'll see if I can figure out how to fix that later.
A circumspect criminal
would likely have chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at that time.
Lord Van Zieks. And of course, the following morning, there was more activity at Mr. Shamspear's address. More activity? Ah, yes. You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder? That's right. And as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shamspear was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant. But once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In the circumstances, Mr. Shamspear had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe.
His intended victim being in a prison cell. He's not happy by that revelation at all, is he? The need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison on the pipe lay dormant.
And then, 3 days ago now, the situation changed again. Right. Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end. The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted. That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. And that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out, and Mr. Shamspear was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days earlier.
Why are you freaking out? Well, I guess he is freaking out over that he was getting poisoned and somebody figured out his scheme.
With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all part of the plan.
What plan?
The court will recall that a note gave instructions to visit the Slug and Salad at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear.
To ensure that the lodger would not be at... Okay. Try it again. To ensure that the lodger would not be at home at the stated time.
To make sure I wasn't home. Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that she wouldn't be disrupted. You mean to say that letter was written by Miss Green? Yes. In order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her as she left. Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room.
He's looking at her shocked. He didn't play her. He played her for a mouse, and this lady is the reason why he nearly died. Ah, that's some grim, ironic irony there. Grim humor? Grim irony? Grim comedic irony? Something like that?
Order, order! What do you have to say for yourself, witness?
Just who are you? Why did you try to kill me?
Miss Green's motive should be obvious. Who? It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial.
So, that's what's behind all this. He's very much paying attention now. Do we have your attention, Van Zieks? Are you taking Naruhodo seriously for once?
You will share your apparent understanding with the court, please, counsel. Which person is behind this woman's motive for the attack on the victim's life?
Duncan.
Take that!
Duncan Ross.
That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodgings at Mr. Garidev's, somebody else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross. I knew I heard the name somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago, and the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings.
That does ring a vague... Ah! Of course, yes, I remember now. The young man they claimed was strangled by the convict's curse or some such.
Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamspear blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. It was murder, plain and simple.
Ah! You can smack him.
Well, what do you know? The world is so unfair. Curses, curious deaths, that's all people care about. If it's an interesting story they want to know, it doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. And once they're bored, just 1 month later, once the story's lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him. You mean Duncan was... Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé.
Fiancé? You're a terrible person, William. An absolute wretch of a man.
You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamspear. But she's known exactly who you are all along, because you're her sworn enemy, the murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry.
Mary? Yes, you colossal bad words. Many great bad words. I can only just laugh. Ah, jeez.
Miss Green, is it not the case that in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shamspear, you smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe?
Well, poorly. This is a very messy case, though. Look up the evil clown. Lock up the evil clowns. Indeed, both of them are not doing law-abiding acts. That's for sure. It's just Shamspear, especially. Can we lock that man up? This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, counsel? Each on different counts of murder? Deep breath.
Yes, my lord. That's correct.
Objection!
Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned friend is taking in a lungful of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded. But why would Mr. Shamspear have wanted to kill these lodgers, as you say? You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the man. Yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies, all lies. I deny every utterance. You'll have to forgive me, Mr. Naruhodo, sir. But I don't intend to admit to anything either. Miss Green.
I sympathize with you, but lady, come on. Now you're just letting an innocent person get punished, which is... I don't think Soseki would just simply be locked up. Also, this is an international affair, Miss Green. You're causing a lot of problems, woman. Sympathies will only go so far, you know. Giving her stink eye. No. Anyway.
I'm sure you think I'm being very rude, but
I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel.
Objection!
You'll be sent to the gallows for your own actions, Missy.
But you broke into the man's room. If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason? I thought I'd have a look around, that's all. Sorry. You're right, I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find some evidence or something in his room. Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life. O vilest, O villainy, O tyrant, O roundunnery of a woman. But in any case, wherein I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock. That whole place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door, with some traps and a piece of wire. O awfulness, O all-artfulness, O tyranny, O profanity of women!
We'll consider your trespassing on some future occasion. But for now, tell the court what you found. What evidence your search revealed?
Well, I spotted the note I'd sent him lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath it I discovered a secret hiding place.
Eh?
Yes, we also discovered that hiding place. Inside we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box.
Ah, yes.
Ah, yes, well the thing is, when I found it, the box wasn't empty.
What?
There was something in it. Yes. This rather nice key.
The one around your neck. You just stole. That's theft, lady. Seriously. So give me one little second. I need to something I need to do quickly. Yeah, just one moment, please. She took the key! Lady, that's theft! Not a great sum of theft, so it's not like a high degree of... Actually, would it be burglary? That's still a crime! Point B, that's still a crime! Lady! Oh my... Okay, Shamspear, I'm not doing that. That's a lot of yelling. What are you doing with that?
What the? Every ounce of color has drained from his face.
Give it here! Give it to me now! It's mine! I inherited it! What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it.
No, What's all this about? He inherited the key. It was obviously important to you, since you'd gone to such lengths to hide it, so I took it. I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you. So what if it means you can't open something now? I don't care.
Give it back this minute! Give it to me! Calm yourself, witness!
So Mr. Shamspear has tried, and in one case has succeeded, to take the life of 2 lodgers now. Yes, his motive for doing so is the key to everything that has happened. It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Shamspear at first. But considering everything we now know, I think there is actually something that could explain it.
What?
We need to recall every piece of evidence at our disposal. Everything we've seen and heard. As I'm sure I just got a glimpse of the link that runs through all these events. In that case, counsel, I must demand that you present evidence to the court in support of your claim. What is that you say can explain the motivation for Mr. Shamspear's alleged crimes? Okay. Let's have a look at this. Yes, okay, yes. Oh. Okay. This.
Take that!
That's an official police report, is it not?
Selden file. How did you get a hold of that?
Selden?
The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant Mr. Natsume have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room.
Well, yes, we know this, certainly.
A room that was formerly occupied by Selden. Until that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries.
I see.
And it so happens that the convicted Selden left behind one very substantial mystery when he died. The some 1,000 pounds worth of loot that he stole, which as yet remains to be found.
Ah, yes, of course. It's coming back to me now. It's written in this file here.
1,000 pounds lost en route to hell. That is how the papers summed it up. And it seems that one particular fellow inmate was with the convict in his final moments. It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusting that inmate with his most closely guarded secret, the location of the stolen loot, and perhaps a key to unlock whatever container the valuables were in. You mean this key is... Mr. Shamspear, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the capital offender's side when he died, were you not? What are you talking about? 'Tis a false charge, I tell you, a false charge. The name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death isn't noted in this file. But a simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how to fall. Would quickly tell us how false the charge really is.
But even if it's true, why would the man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings?
There's only one explanation for that, my lord. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot.
Are we gonna go find it?
So, it all comes out. Yes, and having established that, all of Mr. Shamspear's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense. When he was let out of prison following Selden's death, he made immediately for Mr. Gardub's lodgings in the hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired army man was unable to offer him the accommodation of his choice, because Selden's old room had already been let to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross. Which is why Mr. Shamspear subsequently devised his gas-based plot to kill the occupant of the room. And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching into the newly vacant room. However, a certain jittery someone had beaten him to it. Mr. Soseki Natsume, the defendant of this case, no less. So you decided to use the ploy with the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shamspear? This time to oust Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and advantageous reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind by the dead convict. Hi. He did a new animation. Face desk. I need a drink. My throat is rough. Oop. Oh, it's listen, this seems to be at the end. Listen, I want you to have me loot anything to stop the coppers from getting their mitts on it. It's in the room where I was lodging when they got me. Here, this is the key to it. Take it. Always stay one step ahead, mate. See you in L, I guess. Shamspear. Auto-doing dialogue. Always annoying. I may not do the voices properly if he's gonna be yelling his head off. It's mine. What did he just... What did he just say? It's mine. That loot is mine. Oh, that's a face. Oh. Yeah, agreed. I forgot he made that face. That's a face. That's an evil clown face now. That's for sure. Evil clown. Mr. Shamspear. It's all lies. I don't accept any of it. Why should I? After all, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove I killed that fellow. Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? If I don't admit to it, there's nothing you can do. You can't arrest me. For the time being, anyway. Verily, you can't arrest the victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? I think they're horrified. Oh dear. Everything's creepier now. I'm so close. I just need a few more hours. I swore to myself that I'd get my hands on it. And I can almost taste it now. Do you really think I'd just give up? There's no question in my mind now. This man is guilty, through and through. You don't say! He seems so utterly intoxicated by the idea of that loot. I'm afraid however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Mr. Naruhodo. There is a way. Pardon? There's one way I can finish him. No! He's already committed the most heinous crimes to get his hands on that loot. Which means all we need to do is find it first. A fine plan. Were it not for the fact that the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If it's there at all. It must be very well hidden indeed. Without conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot rule. If only there was some way we could find the convict's loot quickly. The stuff Mr. Shlomes made. This is the final piece. This is the final piece in this complex puzzle. But I think we might have it in our possession already. Or rather, I think we may well have something that can help us find where that loot is hidden. Raises his hand. Good little schoolboy. My lord. Yes, counsel? The defense would like to make a proposal about how to find the late convict's hidden loot. I believe we are already in possession of something that could give us a clue as to its whereabouts. Fenzix is like, I'm listening. He's doing that weird dance again. It's our last chance, so it has to be worth a gamble. Besides, we've used the same technique once already, and it definitely paid off then. Very well then, counsel. Let the court hear your idea. What do you propose we can use in order to locate the hiding place of the deceased convict's hull? Okay, which picture was that? This one? This one. I think we need to show this. Pretty sure.
Take that!
If I'm not mistaken, Those are Mr. Shamspear's handprints on the wall of his lodgings.
That's right, my lord. Exposed as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene.
Based on wonderful new discovery in the field of forensic science by the great detective, Mr. Shlomes.
A great detective? That is some kind of joke. Do you really think I'm going to be daunted by a man with such a ridiculous title?
I should think the great bard ought to recognize such a title when he hears one, Mr. Shamspear. Perhaps we should compete for the honor of most ridiculous title. Hi, Shlomes. I knew it was you. He's like, you don't get to insult me and without me showing up out of nowhere. He was definitely in the witness area. 'Tis Herlock Shlomes himself. Yeah, he's been here.
What are you doing here, great detective? Your usual haunts are the filthy back streets of the capital, are they not?
Ah, Mr. Reaper, it's been too long. And I see your complexion has worsened since we last met.
Mr. Shlomes. He does know Lord Van Zixen. Well enough to say something like that in any case.
Mr. Shlomes, though you may be heralded as a great detective by the population at large, that does not give you the right to come and go in my courtroom as you see fit.
If I may, my lord, Mr. Shlomes' newly developed scientific method has helped us uncover vital clues in this case already.
Clues, you say? I call them skin prints, my lord. My method identifies every location touched by an individual under scrutiny. It's the method by which we were able to ascertain this gentleman's gas pipe activities. Ah! You need only a small sample of something the individual has previously touched to make an indicator solution. In your case, sir, I used the teacup you had been holding. Elementary! So now, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ah, yes?
What am I to use as a sample to make the indicator solution this time?
Thank you for offering to help, Mr. Shlomes. The convict was arrested. He was living in what is now Suseki-san's room. We need a sample to help locate Selden's loot that's hidden in his room. His old room. What form?
For crying out loud.
We need a sample to help locate Selden's loot that's hidden in his old room. What will form the sample take?
We want a person. Which I know sounds weird.
We will need something of Selden's in order to create the indicator solution to find his loot. And something the convict owned happens to be in the possession of somebody listed in the court record.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, your powers of reasoning appear to be on the up. So, which particular person do you have in mind? From whom can we obtain the possession of the late convict Selden to create the indicator solution? Oh wait, no, she's here. Olive Green.
Miss Green.
Me? What do you want with me?
The key around your neck, if you please.
Sorry?
The key belonged to Selden. There will be remains of secretions from the man's skin on the surface that we can use.
Very true.
That is the sample we need. Using it, we can create the indicator solution required for Mr. Shlomes' skin print seeker. And find out exactly what Selden touched in the room that he used to rent.
So Shamspear, as one great to another, I assure you. The late convict's haul is hidden somewhere in his former lodgings. I shall uncover it in no more than 30 minutes.
So, Mr. Shamspear, the truth is well within our grasp now, and as such, you will never get your hands on Selden's stolen wealth. In that case, I'll gladly let I'll gladly let Mr. Shlomes have this key. No, give the key to me! The detective shan't have it! It's over, Mr. Shamspear. No, no! You're out of options now. There's only one thing left for you to do. Admit your guilt. Whoa. Oh, shameful spear! Despair! Be thy name! Goodbye! Where did you get the confetti? Oh dear. Yeah, Olive skedaddled out of there quickly. Also, that guy has some legs on him. Did you see how high he jumped? Oh, I think the jewels were bursting off his outfit. I just realized there's missing. Hello? I never intended to kill the man. I just wanted to drive him out of the room. That's all. So you'd have time to find the convict's haul of stolen goods.
But after you killed the young man, you still didn't move into the room.
I asked the landlord, of course. I pleaded with him, but he refused. Why? I was 3 months behind with the rent. For one thing, Mr. Garita really has had a lot to put up with. No kidding. And he had the gas repair work done immediately afterwards, putting the room out of action for a while. And then, this Japanese man who swooped in at just the right moment to sign the new lease. Poor Mr. Natsume. What an unfortunate timing. Then, 5 days ago, after the incident on Briar Road, when the Japanese fellow got himself arrested, I thought I'd finally have my chance, but it wasn't to be.
Oh, the scene was sealed off and guarded by the police that night and day.
And, if I remember rightly, Mr. Shlomes spent the whole day in there reading books. I couldn't even enter the room, let alone search for the loot.
Did Shlomes do that on purpose? He's up to something.
Which is why, on the day Mr. Natsume was acquitted and returned to his room, you once again tried your trick of blowing air into the gas pipe that feeds the stove in his room.
Unbeknownst to you, however, the action would lead you into a deadly trap. They're just quiet.
William Shamspear. How does it go? To be or not to be? That is the question.
From Shakespeare's Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1.
Well, let me tell you, in your case, it's not to be. That is the answer. You deserve to die for what you've done.
Ha. What a pathetic man. And Miss Green is not guilt-free, woman! You nearly let Natsume get off with this. I'm not happy with you right now.
At first, I really did think it was just a terrible accident. I'll never forget our conversation the night before Duncan died. The gas supply in my new lodgings are a complete disaster, you know, Olive. The gas supply? Yes! The stove always seems to go out in the middle of the night for some reason. That's no joke. They say that it's the convict's curse. Oh, Duncan, please, don't stay there. I don't care how cheap it is. Alright then. If it's that important to you, I'll start looking for a new place. There are spare rooms at my house. Why don't you leave that horrid room tonight?
No, I better not. We said we'd wait until we graduated before we told our... Hello, Pop-Up. Goodbye, Pop-Up. That startled me. No, I better not. We said we'd wait until we'd graduated before we told our parents, remember?
But that was the last time we ever spoke. That very night, he fell victim to the gas. If only I'd known it was going to happen, I'd have insisted he left that horrible room that instant. Instead, all I've been left with is bitter regret. I stopped going to school. Something kept drawing me back to the house on Briar Road. I saw a stooped Eastern-looking man with a mustache coming out of the house one day when I was there. He walked up the road to Grub's Grubbery for some food, so I followed him. I sat myself down next to him. He had some watery-looking soup and started to pick a quarrel with the publican. That place is cursed, I tell you! Cursed! The ghost of that convict who used to live there is trying to suffocate me! I wake up in the middle of the night, freezing to death because the stove has gone out. The room is full of gas and I can hardly breathe. But the pipes have been checked. No problem there. It's like I'm the problem. That's what they're thinking. But how could that be? Duncan was gone, and now this man had almost suffered the same fate. Could it really be a curse? Nope. Then I remembered. A rumor I heard about how the gas companies go around investigating the gas installations. A rumor? Ah, you mean... Yes, everybody's heard the stories, it seems. About how they go around checking the pipes.
Oh, anything connected to the gas can be extinguished by blowing air into the pipework.
That's when it started. A little flicker of doubt in the back of my mind that just wouldn't go away. Was it really an accident, though? Once I had the idea, it wouldn't leave me alone. It plagued me day and night. So I bought this at one of the black markets in East End. A black market? I'd never been. I'd just heard people talk about them. And you really can buy anything you can think of there. In some ways, being able to get my hands on this so easily made me more determined. I had to find out one way or another. Was Duncan's death an accident, or was it murder?
And your chosen method for establishing the truth was simple, highly effective. Smear poison on the gas pipe you suspected the man of tampering with, and wait.
If Mr. Shamspear was innocent, nothing would come of what you'd done. But if he was guilty, he would pay for his crimes dearly.
That is one heck of a test!
I found out the name of the man I suspected, William Shamspear. Then I wrote him this little note. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad in Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anyone else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. If he'd done it, I knew he would worry. I knew that would worry him enough. No. If he'd done it, I knew that would worry him enough so he'd be sure to go. So I waited to see if it worked.
And of course, Mr. Shamspear followed the instructions to the letter.
I worked out where the gas pipe was straight away, so I smeared a good amount of the poison I brought all around the mouth of the pipe. At the time, praying that the devil's work wouldn't be done, and that this was all just some wild fantasy. Actually, no. All that time praying that the devil's work would be done, and that the culprit would get his just desserts.
I mean, fair enough. Still illegal, but fair enough. Oh boy. This all started because of greed. So quiet, but you just hear the crowd of people chittering away.
3 days ago. When you were first stood in the dock before me, this whole affair seemed relatively straightforward.
Yes, my lord.
I certainly never imagined the depths of depravity that we should subsequently find lurking behind the scenes.
It has been a long road, my Nipponese friend. You actually helped out a little bit for once, instead of being a colossal jerk. They got in the way every single time, even though I'm trying to uncover the truth.
Oh, yes.
And one I certainly didn't envision walking with you. Yes, thank you for that. I don't think he's happy having worked with Ryunosuke. Which, all the better! Have a horrible time, Van Zeeks. You've been incredibly rude. And that's the most polite way I can say that.
Nevertheless, together we have reached the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. Miss Green.
Yes, my lord?
You will henceforth be stripped of your freedom, as punishment for the attempted murder of Mr. William Shamspear.
Yes, I know.
And you, Mr. Shamspear, you will be tried for the murder of Mr. Duncan Ross in cold blood, and the subsequent attempted murder of Miss Soseki Natsume here present.
Eat dirt.
Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, yes? Yesterday, at the hospital, when you and your friend stopped me from ending your life by drinking what was left in the poison bottle. I wasn't myself. I can't even really remember what was going through my mind. To be or not to be, I suppose. That's a question that's so hard to answer, it seems. Oh, that's a question that's so hard to answer, it seems. Well, personally, I'm glad for you being here, Miss Green. Oh. And I'd like to believe that it's a blessing Mr. Shamspear didn't die when he ingested the poison. For your sake, at the very least.
Oh,
Because of you, I choose life, not death. And now that you've made the truth come out at last, really, I can't thank you enough.
you still did illegal stuff and nearly got Soseki imprisoned for murder, which is probably a capital punishment. I'm not gonna let that go, Miss Green. My sympathies have run away. Run out. My sympathies have run out. I'm like, lady! I mean, she did help in the end, but still, I'm not too happy. But still, this would not have taken place if Shamspear wasn't a colossal, well, himself, which is nothing good. That's about as insulting as I can give. In this case, actually, that's actually incredibly rude. Ouch, actually, that's a really big ouch. Huh. Should use that sometime. Anyway.
Oh, Miss Green. Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Yes, my lord?
The court declares that you are exonerated from all blame in this matter. Accordingly, I would call upon the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to present a verdict of not guilty.
We are in full agreement, my lord. Those jurors just witnessed one wild ride.
In that case, I hereby declare the defendant
not guilty. I don't know why I had to use that voice. Are we gonna see? We see fireworks too. Confetti and fireworks. I'd prefer bubbles. Do they have bubble solutions back in this time? I don't know. How old? It's like bubble wands and stuff. That's a question I've never really thought of before, but now I am. Anyway, not the time. Court is adjourned. Yay! We got through the trial, now we just have to deal with all the afterward stuff. That means we get episode 8 on Friday. Because I'm definitely finishing off this episode. Finish this off. We get episode 8! Ah, I'm so excited! Excitement. Okay. It's 23rd of February, 2:24 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Everybody party! Oh, yes! Yes! At last! Divine justice duly done! Go back home, Soseki. You'll get involved with another case, but you won't be blamed for it. Because that was, yeah, episode 6. Divine justice? My dear fellow, if there were any divine justice in this world, you would have shaved that mustache. What is wrong with his mustache, Shlomes? That's rude! No, this has nothing to do with my mustache! Some say that a luxuriant mustache is a sign of physical prowess, Mr. Shlomes. Pilgrim student Naruhodo Esquire! Once again, you saved me from doom! I'm very happy to have been able to help, Mr. Natsume. Congratulations on your acquittal. You're second in almost as many days. You need to leave the country, and it's not because for your own good, because people keep blaming you for things you didn't do. Go home. The poor man. I was first acquainted with the with and gained affection for English literature whilst in our great homeland empire. And then, by a twist of fate, I was brought to the land that bore the fruit of that literature. Only, the city of bricks and mortar became my prison. Try as I might, I never found my feet here. In the end, I confined myself to my room and lived life through friendly old books. You've had such a difficult time, haven't you? Ah, but a week ago now. I dragged you out of that dark and dingy room of yours, did I not? You did, and I've seen more of life in this week than all my years to date. And for the first time, I feel I've begun to see the true face of the English that's so far been hiding from me behind the wall of fog. I don't think it's anything good. My dear fellow, there's nothing special about the true face of English, as you put it. Of the English. There's no true face of the English. Oops. Wheresoever one goes in the world, humans are human. There are few genuine differences. Yes, I think you're right. I finally started to see that, and I've come to understand something. I've worked out why I was attached to English literature in the first place. It made me see that whatever our nationality, we humans all have the same hopes and fears. We're just all doing our best to live. Well said. I also dropped one of my controllers. Hold on. Ah. I'm so clumsy today. The stream has been somewhat scuffy. Though on the positive, we did get interrupted by a cat visit. And that's always nice. There's a kitty. Cat emotes galore. Or something. Well said. I've come to feel the same way. That people think? Anyway. I've made a decision too. I'm going to cut short my study tour here and return to Japan. What? Just when we've become friends here in England. What a terrible shame. Oh, I know. That does tug on my heartstrings. It really does. But I've decided that I like to take everything I've learnt here in Britain and write something of my own. A novel of sorts, I suppose. Oh my, so you'll be creating your own literature, Mr. Natsume. How wonderful. The book he writes does translate to I am a cat. Like, in real life, Soseki Natsume, because for those who weren't thinking of it, Soseki Natsume was a real person. He's a famous author of literature. So, yeah. Feel free to look it up. Just be aware there's gonna be a lot of anime men in the search record. Search, possibly too. Especially for Bungo Stray Dogs, maybe. It should still have the historic figure rather than anime characters, but anyway. Oh, well, no, I mean, I wouldn't presume to call it literature. Why not? When that is precisely the definition, Mr. Mustache. He's got faith in you. I suppose you're right, yes. It will, in a way, be literature. But as of now, all I know is that I'd like to try my hand at writing. I have no delusions of grandeur. I, for one, would love to read your work. Well, all things considered, it may be for the best. After all, you have once again emerged victorious from a battle with the Reaper. Ah, that's very true. And there is no salvation for a person in the dock when the Reaper is the prosecutor. The desire to return post-haste to the perceived safety of your homeland is one I quite understand. My goodness, yes. Faced with such a terrifying prospect. Nobody would consider that cowardly, I'm sure. But that's not why I'm leaving! I mean it! Objection! I think that was Soseki. And that was the case that we found ourselves embroiled in 6 months ago now. Soseki-san did indeed return to Japan, and submitted a report about both cases to the government. It was on reading that report that Professor Mikotoba was prompted to visit the scholar, and barely any time later, Susato-san was given the news that she must return to Japan as well, on the back of a telegram stating falsely that her father had fallen gravely ill. The only possible explanation that comes to mind is what happened after the trial, on the following day, the day that we uncovered the loot hidden by the now deceased convict in his former lodgings. Loot? What was the loot? 24th February, 10:13 a.m., Mr. Natsume's room. Oh, well done, Mr. Shlomes. How simply marvelous of you to uncover the secret hiding place in just one day. It's supposed to take 30 minutes. As I believe I told you, my dear fellows, skin prints are extremely useful in such situations. Wouldn't you agree, Gregson? I don't think he wants to talk. Grexy has been happily munching in agreement this whole time, you know, Hurley. I don't think it's an agreement, Iris, but good child. Pat's head. Happy, I think perhaps humorously, might be closer to the truth. So, it transpires that the man fashioned a hiding place in the ceiling. And what's in it? What exactly is the loot? Let us look then. If you're ready, let's examine the late burglar's haul. What is it? What is that? That's blood. It looks to be some sort of neckband or collar. A collar? That thing... Oh. A collar. It's huge, though. And look at all the gemstones set in it. That's probably why it's worth 1,000. Oh my goodness. It's a collar? Like, an animal collar? I mean, that's a big chunky... I mean, it does kind of look like a dog collar, don't it? A really fancy one, admittedly, and there's a bee on it. And look at all the gemstones set in it.
I can see why it was claimed to be worth £1,000. Perhaps I could have it as a belt.
I'm not sure if that's a belt. They usually have the belt in the front. But yeah, anyway.
Oh, have you noticed on the inside there? There's some dark stains. You don't think it could be blood, do you? I mean, there's quite a lot of it. On second thoughts, perhaps I won't have it as a belt. Then of course, there's this emblem here. A large letter B and a small crown.
Oh, the little thing on top.
What does it signify, do you think? Oh, I hadn't noticed that. I feel as though I've seen that emblem somewhere before, you know. Where could it have been?
That's enough of that, I think.
What? What's the matter with Mr. Shlomes? All the color has drained from his face.
Well, Inspector, I believe you ought to be taking this. Ought you? Ought not. Ought not you? It could be valuable evidence, after all. It must be kept safely under lock and key. Ah, yes. Get your grubby hands off that, you lot, and hand it over. Now. Methinks the collar is why Mikotoba and Shlomes are freaking out. Of the fact that it did just literally tell us he went pale in the face.
I've never seen a color that large before. And all those jewels certainly look to be extremely valuable. That's not what stood out the most to me. At least, not once I noticed it. Those dark marks on the inside of the collar. Those stains. Could they really have been blood?
I'm not gonna be helpful.
Well, that was a funny case, wasn't it? But it's all buttoned up now. And you look very pleased, Iris. I am! Because I was starting to wonder what I could use as the basis of this month's story in the magazine. This case will be perfect! It's been so fascinating. You're talking about the latest installment of the Adventures of Herlock Shlomes, I presume. The mystery of the knife in the mist. And the mustache man and the convict's curse, perhaps. I can make it a two-part story! Oh, I can't wait.
Word please, Iris.
Yes? What is it, Hurley?
I'm sorry, but you can't write about this case. It's out of the question.
What? Why not? It's a great case.
Then I shall have to insist that you limit yourself to the first of your two titles, and the second must never be written. Is that clear?
Yes.
Aw, you made her sad. Shlomes.
And so it was that the second of Souseki-san's cases became buried in obscurity.
Hello, voice acting. That's not me.
Now, looking back, I feel I understand. I can see why Mr. Shlomes forbade Iris from publishing the story. It would take a little longer before I saw the link between everything that had happened and would happen. For it wasn't until 2 months after the arrival of Susato-san's letter that events began to unfurl again.
We're getting really good stuff. I'm so excited.
With an incident that took place at the very heart of the eagerly awaited Great Exhibition of London.
Ah, it is this one. I'm having too much fun. Yeah, Friday is gonna be fun! I'm excited. And yay! Officially done it. I'm gonna... Hello! Mouse. Mouse 2. 2 mice. Yay! That's another one down. We got 3 more to go. And all of these are gonna be doozies. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Ooh. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be much interesting stuff The last two especially so, but I mean, that's still a culmination of everything that came before. So of course the last two cases are very, very interesting. Ooh, I'm happy. I get to share the really cool story. I like sharing cool stories. But that is it for today. I will be wrapping it up here. And I hope you Mises had a good time. And I hope anyone else who happened to buy the stream had a good time. Because I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to like the video. Helps me know. Like, if I get more likes on something more than usual, then I'm like, oh, people want more of this. If I still feel like playing it, then I will play more of it. I'm not gonna play something I don't like. Because that's not fun and that leads to burnout, and I've been told about everyone who's done content creating much longer than me, don't do that, and I'm like, okay. Okay. I got it. Yeah. I guess I'll pass on that advice. If you ever want to make content, do what you like to do. At least don't hate doing it. If you can help it. It's like a hobby thing, I guess. Any case. Yep. I think I said everything I wanted to say. I'm like, I don't trust myself sometimes. Ah, jeez. But I will have to leave you all here. If you want to leave any more comments, you're gonna have to leave it down below. If you have anything more to say, unless you can squeeze it in here at the end here. And if you're watching the VOD, very much thank you for watching to the end, I guess. My clumsy attempt. I'm a bit frazzled today. Sorry about that. Hopefully tomorrow will be better, because tomorrow is... yeah, Princess Peach Showtime. We're finally getting around to playing that again. And... Thursday is going to be a little iffy, depending on when I get my... because I did prepay for a copy of Endless Ocean Luminos. Lumios? Lumios. I think it's Lumios? Endless Ocean Lumios. But if I can get it before my stream starts, we'll be able to take a look at that. Otherwise, we're playing Blue World because, well, the third game came out, and if I can't get to stream the third game, I can at least play the second game. So that's a little bit in flux. So look forward to that. Possibly. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, one and all. Okay. But I should leave it here. With all you guys, with all of you, hopefully having a good time. I hope. And yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Just because I got petted. Because I didn't say subscribe yet. You don't have to. But if you want to, go ahead. Come out and join the Mies crew. You get to be a painted space mice, which are these guys. Yes, you are. Your ears go boo. And this one gives you side-eye if I squint. It's very silly. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for putting up with my clumsiness today. And I must bid you all with a fond bye-bye! And I hope to see you another time.